Welcome everyone back to the European Journeyman Save. In today's episode, we have our transfer special. First season after winning the league. We did play that last game off camera and we won 2-1. We even got a sending off as well. So this is the squad that we've got going into the next season. I'm very happy with the 11. I don't think it needs a lot of work. There are 3 players we are potentially, well, 2 definitely leaving and 1 we're trying to move on. So Stipes Yancey's loan finishes. He's going to go back to Rijeka. He's obviously been on loan for 2 seasons now, hasn't played as much this year. And Gal Goranak is still going to leave at the end of his contract. He wants to go. We can't make him stay. It's a shame because he's Slovenian, so it really helps with registration. But unfortunately, he is going. Noel Murillo, speaking of registration, and Ibrahim Diarra are both going to be homegrown at club and nation next season. So we are technically 1 player up. In terms of obviously Pajaro is already homegrown at club and nation, so that's good. So that will have at least 3 players for our European registration who are homegrown at club, and then obviously Sandy Kanka is also from the academy, so he fits. So basically we've got our 4. So we just need I think we've got obviously the goalkeeper. He is Slovenian, so that's 5. I think there's no others in the 11. Don't think there's any on the bench. So we've got 5. We obviously would need to then leave 3 spaces on the bench. So potentially we could bring some in. And the last one we're going to try and move on is Stefan Arnie Gears. And he obviously joined us on free. He's barely played. He can't really fit in the squad. We've got too many wingers anyway. We don't need him. So we'll try and move him on, but he is under contract till 2031, so it might not be as easy as said as done. If we can't move him on, then we'll obviously try and integrate him where possible. A couple of players are injured, but they should all be fine for the time when the qualifiers come round. Obviously, we are going to be in the Champions League first qualifying round, which it will probably be quite early in the season, so we'll see about where that comes. In terms of what we need, I think we could use a better younger centre-back. Obviously, one of our centre-backs is 34. The other one's going to be 32 soon. So we have a little bit of an old centre-back pairing. So a younger, better centre-back would be good. I do think an improvement on left-back is still needed. Maric was not, as you can see, he wasn't that good. Only 3 assists and a 6.7 average rating. Not great. Happy with Jorg Mesa as our right-back. He's just flying. 10 assists in 20. He's so good going forward. Jedvaj and Murillo, I'm happy enough with that. We are going to boost our defensive mid options with Rafael Parada. Obviously, we brought him on a free from that Atletico Madrid under 19s. Since he's went out and played a full season in the 2nd division in Spain, the Segunda division, he's been doing really well, 32 appearances, and he's improved. So he's going to be part of the squad. But we probably need someone, probably a ball winner, who's better than Jedvaj. That's probably the goal. Wingers, I'm more than happy with that. Diarra, Banachek, Pajaro, Radicic, don't need to change there. Mateta and Mamut, again, I don't think we really need to change. Mamut, considering the fact that he's 31 and he didn't play that much, still got 19 goals in all comps last year. Mateta obviously was on fire in a full season, 28 goals. So a lot of Mamuts came off the bench as well. So the fact that he scored so many, I don't think we need another striker. But if a really good striker comes up, we will of course take a look at it. Goalkeeper, I don't know about Sam Tickle. He was okay. He was definitely an improvement on Casilla. If a better one comes along, we'll try and replace him. If not, we'll just keep him. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, financially we are doing okay. We've got some money. Obviously, we'll get some more money as we enter and exit Europe. Potentially not exit. We might even get through to a league phase this season. Obviously, with being in the Champions League, if you go out in the first round, I think you go straight to Conference League. But if you go out in the second round, then you're like Europa League, and then you go out of that, you're in your Conference League. So there is like a trickle effect where you are still technically, even if you lose a qualifier, you're still in Europe because you just go down to the next competition. So there is potential we could do well there. So we've got about 800k to spend, 9 grand in wage. We're obviously going to move that all over into wage. So we've got about 22 grand to spend with a little bit of transfer budget if we wanted to use it. So we've probably got about 22k in wages. So quite good. Our average wage is somewhere, it's every time obviously a season goes on, we're paying a little bit more. A couple of seasons ago, it was probably about £1,000. I would happily bring players in on about £4,000 now. I think that's about our max. 4 or 5k, I think, would be the max. So they'd obviously have to be a really good player, and they have to be improvements on what we've got at this point. We don't really need squad players. We need first team improvements. So yeah, obviously a number of players are out of contract at the end of 2029, so we'll take a look at that as probably the season progresses. But for now, I'm happy with the way things are, and we'll just progress and hopefully bring in some players. So one thing I totally forgot, we've got to do our countries. We've got to say who we're getting rid of and who we want to who we want to get rid of and add. I totally forgot about this, so thankfully I didn't go too far on. So at the minute, the countries we have are Switzerland, Holland, Denmark, Czech Republic, and Ukraine. First of all, Ukraine, gone. We got them last time. I don't really want them. So they'll be gone 26th of June. Now, to me, it's a choice. So obviously, it's optionally 2. I think we need to start getting rid of some nations. I really do. Yeah, we'll apply that. So Czech is definitely one on my list of we could get rid of. They're 19th in the world. Denmark is still not bad. And they're 11th. I think we get rid of Czech as well. So Czech Republic and Ukraine, gone. So I'm going to go load up the website with our list. And we will have 2 new countries very soon. So we have our wheel. The wheel is here. And we have our remaining countries. 22 countries remain. There is some stinkers and there are some really good countries. I think if we wanted one particularly, I think Italy would be fun. I think going to Italy would be really fun. I don't think I've ever managed in Italy, weirdly enough, in all of my... No, I definitely have, actually. I definitely managed Genoa at least once. But I think Italy would be fun. Obviously, France, Germany, Spain, all those big ones are in. But there's still some stinkers. We really don't want Gibraltar or Ireland or Latvia or anything like that. Portugal would be good. I don't really want Russia. Scotland could be good. But yeah, there's some stinkers. There's some good ones. We are going to put our faith in the wheel and get country number 1. Country number 1 from the wheel that is going to be joining us. We really have had a very close, just a lot of countries close together. Norway, not great. Don't love it. Don't love it. So we'll remove Norway from the list. We'll of course add it into the game for the season. You never know. We could end up going to Norway. It could be fun. But I don't love that as a shout. Next one. No! I thought it was going to be Germany. It's Gibraltar. We've got the worst one. The worst one. We are so far past Gibraltar being a good nation. That's like a starter nation. If you get that on the wheel any other time, it's absolute dog. We have got Gibraltar. So we're going to have to load it in for the year, but we know next season it's gone, it's going. We're not going to Gibraltar. I can tell you that right now for a fact. There is no way we're going to Gibraltar. So Gibraltar, no, sorry, thank you, but no thank you. But unfortunately, the rules of the save are we've got to load it in. So Gibraltar will be in the save, as will Norway. And we will obviously come back next year and probably remove the same two. You never know. I think Norway potentially could come into something. I'll need to see whereabouts they are in the world of football. But Gibraltar, they're definitely gone next year. So, oh well, at least we got one of the stinkers out of the way now. So as you can see, I have loaded in Norway and Gibraltar. So Ukraine and Czech Republic will both leave at the end of June. Gibraltar will come in about mid-June. And Norway must be one of those leagues that's played at a different time, because that actually isn't going to come in until January. So we'll have to wait until January for that to load anyway. There are obviously some decent teams in Norway, so it's not a bad shout. But yeah, we'll have to wait for it to load in, which is a little bit of a shame, but it is the way it is. So yeah, Gibraltar's gone. Gibraltar's coming in, as is Norway. That really probably limits our options of where we can move to. We probably only have 3 countries we can realistically move to until January, because obviously we're not going to Gibraltar. So it's a bit of a shame to have to add Gibraltar, but that's the rules of the save. So that's the way it goes. So we've progressed on in the transfer window, and we haven't done some business, but we have reached the first game, the first actual game. Obviously, the first qualifiers do come around quite quickly, but I guess the first league for our league does start quite early. So we've drew Astana in the Kazakhstan league as our opponents, and they're actually quite a big club. I thought we were going to get like San Marino champions and stuff like that. Like, if we look at our coefficiency, must still be pretty bad. Yeah, so there's like rubbish in here still, like teams from Northern Ireland and Wales and Iceland and Malta and things like that. I thought that's who we were going to get. I don't know whether it's seeded or not at this level. It doesn't look like it. I mean, I think we just had a tough draw. So I still think we can beat them, definitely. I still think we can beat. I still think we can beat these boys. but it is tougher than I thought it was going to be. So we're going to do the first leg off camera, depending on how good or bad that goes. If we don't do very well and it's actually going to be a tough game and we actually need to qualify, then we'll do the second game on camera. If we absolutely smash them, then we'll just do it off camera. Transfer wise, we've done some business and some really good business as well. We are definitely, because we've got a little bit more money and stuff, we're definitely improving quite a bit as a club. So first of all, no exits, no one else coming in before that sort of changeover of season. So just 3 incomings. In Antonini Durdov joins us on a free transfer after leaving Croatian second tier side, whoever they are. He is too old to qualify for any sort of homegrown-y stuff, but he looks really good. Very similar to Banachek, very quick. He's more of a right mid, but obviously we'll be playing him as a right winger. He is a leading first league player. He's young, he's quick, got some decent technicals, mentals need to be worked on, but he's very quick, so he should be very good. So he joins us on a £1,600 a week deal till 2031. So we've got another winger in, and then we've got Jake O'Brien. I don't know how we've pulled this off. I genuinely don't know how we pulled this off. The 27-year-old Irish centre-back joins us on a free after leaving Everton. He played a full season in the Premier League, and he's joined us in Slovenia. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know why he's just decided, yep, I want to join this club. The English pull is mad, but he's unreal. He's so good for this level. Leading first league, of course he is. He'll be our best player by a mile. Very big, 6'6" as well. I didn't know he's that big in real life. £5,500 a week with a 20% sell-on fee percentage, but it's a deal till 2031. Absolutely massive signing. And another huge signing, Joe Gauci, literally huge. He's 6'4". New goalkeeper in Australian, but he is also Maltese and New Zealand, apparently. I think it's the Malta stuff that helps us. Both EU nationals, of course. So he will replace Tickle in goal. He was previously of Aston Villa, but he obviously was in and not really in. It was just a backup. Has obviously played formerly in Australia. So our new centre back in, a new goalkeeper in, but obviously not in time for the registration. So they are unregistered, so they won't be able to play in the first round of qualifiers. But after that, they will be able to play. So Tickle probably on his way out because we don't really need a non-EU keeper when we've got a better keeper who is EU. So Tickle probably on his way out. And we needed a third centre-back, so happy days. We are absolutely smashing these lads, by the way. They are honking. We're winning 7-1. I was going to be 7-2 there. I thought it's bad recording just as soon as they scored. Yeah, we're absolutely leathering them, so I don't think we're going to need to play the second leg on camera. So just thought I'd show you where we are. These lads are honking. They're so bad. Yeah. We're definitely going through in the second leg. There's no doubt about it. So we'll definitely do that off camera. So yeah, we absolutely smashed Astana. We did beat them 8-1 in the end. Plenty of goals. Debut and game and goal for Durdov, Diarra, Banachek, Maria. Weirdly, none of the strikers scored, but we did score loads. Yeah, hat-trick for 2 players. Very, very good stuff. So we'll definitely do the second leg off camera. But some other stuff that has happened that I've got to mention. We've moved into our new stadium. So we are now in the Tabor Sezana Stadium. 9,500 seater. I don't know how many we got there. Can we see that? So we got 1,600 in a qualifier. So I think we'll probably get around 1.5 at home. So definitely an improvement on the 500 we've been getting. Money's good. We got a new sponsorship deal, big new sponsorship deal worth 1.4 million a season for 2 seasons, so that's really good. So we've got 2.2 million as is. Obviously we will get money from the Champions League as well. We'll probably be in the second round. There's no money for going out, which is weird, until you get to the last one, where you get 4 mil if you go, and you still go into the Europa League group phase. So we are going to be in the second one, which means if we did lose in the second round, I mean, unless Astana score 8 goals against us, we're going into the second round. And then you'd go into like Europa League stuff. And then if you dropped out of that, you go into Conference League. So we are at the point now, as long as you get in the second round, you're in that trickle effect where at worst, you're going to be in a playoff for the Conference League. So about where we were last season. So we've pretty much matched what we did last season there. We will obviously keep playing, but I think transfer-wise, we will obviously tick on. And I'll let you know if there's anything else happens before probably the first league game of the season, or maybe the second qualifier. I don't know which will come in first. So we've played the second game. We also won 8-2, so we have gone through to the second round, where we've drew a team probably even worse than the one we just played. Dynamo Batumi, Georgian national side. So we should be able to get past them as well. So we probably look at it into the third round. Obviously, we've won the league before now. We've won the cup, and really the last important games of Europe are probably that fourth round. So because we're in the second round of the Champions League one, we will be in some form of fourth round, whether it's Champions League, Europa League, or if we lose both games, both sets of games, would be in the Conference League one. So we'll come back for that, whatever that fourth round is. Transfer-wise, we've done a little bit of business. Rock Pehor went out on loan to NAFTA again. I think he went there last season as well, so hopefully another season there will help him progress. Borat Lukic, one of our youngsters, has just been sold to recently relegated Rogashka. And Jean-Philippe Mateta got himself a really bad injury. He's going to miss half the season. That could be him done, to be fair. So he's going to miss half the season. So we went back to the well of that young Spanish team, Intercity. Obviously, we've been using the Atletico one, but we have used Intercity as well. And we found this guy, Javi Ferrer. He was actually recommended by us as soon as Mateta got injured. It said, hey, he's the replacement. So we've been able to bring him in. We've actually paid money for him, 78 grand. He looks really good, leading player at 19 years of age, 1.4 grand a week, 2032. Not the quickest, but he's 6'2", good first touch, good finishing, good composure, good off the ball, good technique. Not the biggest jumping reach for someone who's 6'2", so he's still 19 though. We won't use him as the starter. We will use Mahmoud, getting back in, 6'4" Mahmoud. I know he's not showing as a great player, but he's still very good, isn't he? So we'll use Mahmoud as our striker, but we'll try and get Ferreira up to the level. So this is probably the team that will be playing for the majority of the games. Gauchi obviously going to come in goal. Jake O'Brien's going to come in at centre-back. Then Mesa, Sundberg and Maric in their familiar roles. Jedvaj and Murillo in midfield. Diarra, Kanka, obviously we have to still do the under-21, and he is still under-21, so he counts. And Banishek, who's unhappy that we haven't upgraded the training facility, so we've actually done that, and it's cost us 400k. But that's going to get done. And then Mammoet up top. Bushari, Semedo, Parada, need to take that off him. He is not going anywhere. He is a first team player now. Pajaro, Durdov, Yusuf, and Ferrer. We're going to try and loan Anton Raditic out. We just don't have place for him when we've got so many wingers. Goranak is out for a few weeks himself, a few months with an injury as well, as is Mateta. And then we're going to try and move Sam Tickle on as well now that we've got another goalkeeper. So that'll do it. And like I say, we'll come back for that fourth qualifying round, whatever competition that is, and I'll see you all for more of that, of this save, for those games very soon.